Lots to unpack of what just happened during this game. But before we even get into this one, the atmosphere, man. Dennis Potvin called it the greatest hockey event he's ever been around or experienced. You calling cap to that? And then what was your experience like? This was an amazing atmosphere for hockey.
Yeah, it was absolutely excellent. Nearly 80,000 people here. It's loud throughout the game. Got loud for every goal when the Rangers came back. Just an amazing atmosphere. Do I think it was the best that Dennis Potvin has seen in his 40-plus years around hockey that includes 4 Stanley Cup wins? Maybe not, but, I mean, it was a great showcase for the city, for the rivalry. It was absolutely excellent.
You hear that, Dennis? Ethan's calling cap on this one. Great atmosphere, but not compared to what you've done throughout your hockey career. All right, now we got to get to the nitty-gritty, and we got to unpack what just happened today. Islanders started off fast, but it's not like they couldn't close it out, Ethan. What did we just watch?
Well, I mean, really, what you watched, Brandon, is a microcosm of the Islanders' season. We've seen this with them so many times where they take a lead, they're playing really well, everything seems to be going, and then a bad penalty, their penalty kill is just has struggled all year, and the game kind of just caves in on them. And that was what happened here. They're a 2-goal lead with 5 minutes left. They take 2 bad penalties. They gave up 2 power play goals to the Rangers, and then 10 seconds into overtime, bad giveaway, Artemi Panarin scores, and the Islanders are left with, one of their worst losses of the season.
Coach Patrick Waugh said, to me, it was a very positive game for us. What positives can this team take away from a loss like this?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of coach speak in there. It's going to be hard for them to feel good about this one. They did play well at 5-on-5. They played very well for parts of the game. Their first period was excellent. But, if you lose a game like that and you come out of it trying to say, well, they played really well in the first period, that's a hard sell. Yeah. So to me, that's more kind of coach speak. And obviously he's still kind of trying to build something here and maybe taking the longer view. As far as just the points they need right now, the fact that they need wins right now, it's really hard to be positive about that game.
All right, now we can go to the penalty kill, and I hate to be a buzzkill for those watching, but this is something that has really hampered and crippled this team throughout the season. Why? Why does this continue to happen for this team, Ethan?
Well, part of it has to do with who's taking penalties. Scott Mayfield takes 3 penalties today. He's one of their top penalty kill guys, so he's not out there. They've had stuff like that happen to them all year, and I part of it is injury related, and I think part of it is just confidence. When this has been happening all year, and you take a penalty late in the game where you're hanging on to a lead, it feels like, oh, here we go again. Yeah. And this is a group that, if you look over the last 5 years or so, has pretty consistently been between 10th and 5th in the league penalty kill. Like they have not historically been bad at this, and this year they are historically bad at it. It's a little bit inexplicable, and if they end up being out of the playoffs at the end of the year, it's going to be the reason why.
All right, let's end this thing on a positive. Put a smile on your face, my man. It was announced that the 2026 All-Star Game is going to be at UBS Arena. 2-part question. Where are we going to go tailgate at before? And what are your thoughts about the All-Star Game coming out to the island?
Well, as for tailgating, I think that there are fans who tailgate out in the Emerald lot, so that could end up being the spot for All-Star.
I'll write that down.
And just for the organization, it's a big deal. They put all this money into UBS Arena. They want to host marquee events. They want to host all-star games. They want to host drafts. They want to host games like this out at Belmont Park. Once that renovation is done, and this is step one in that. The hope is that they have some kind of shopping areas and restaurants around by 2026. Maybe there'll be hotels a little bit closer to the arena because that's been one of the issues. But, it's something that's been a long time coming for the Islanders. They haven't hosted an All-Star game since 1983. they had this arena situation drag on for a long, long time, and 3 years in, maybe the initial shine or whatever has worn off, but it is still. UBS is still very much sort of a crown jewel for this organization, and I'm sure they'll be proud to show it off.
Well, that great news would have been great to be paired with a great win, but the Owls couldn't close it out. Let's see if they can close out or how they close out the rest of the season. Thanks for checking out the New York Post Sports coverage of the Stadium Series. For Ethan Sears, I'm Brandon London.